Hello, my name is Michael Burns. I'm the principal architect at Michael Burns Architects. Michael Burns Architects is a 37-year-old architecture and urbanism firm located on Bridge Street here in Lambertville, New Jersey. Our firm has completed architectural projects throughout New Jersey, as well as many other states in the country. Over 24 of our projects have received design awards, and many of them have been for projects involving historically significant buildings. We share the opinion of the President of the National Trust for Historic Preservation that historic preservation is one of the most successful strategies for urban sustainability that any city can employ. Reusing existing building stock conserves energy and avoids the high costs of new construction. There are many benefits of preservation, including jobs, environmental responsibility, affordable housing, economic stability, and density, not to mention preserving the uniqueness and livability of our neighborhoods. The fundamental goal of preservation is to manage change in a way that preserves community character. It is an effective way to ensure the sustainability, livability, and economic vibrancy of changing cities, and it can and should be a movement as dynamic as the places it saves. Today, I would like to show 3 Lambertville projects we have completed over the past few years that involve repurposing of historically significant structures within the city's central business district. Each project introduces a mix of uses that energize the commercial district while restoring the historic structures and reinforcing the historic quality of the streetscape while promoting a vibrant commercial district as a complement to the many historic residences found throughout the city. All 3 projects involve historic restoration, sympathetic alterations, and repurposing of these structures to include a mix of uses that promote a vibrant commercial district and include residential apartments that provide moderately priced housing opportunities in the city center. The first project is located on the corner of Coryell and North Main Street. It was named 45 Grand. This building is a 2-part commercial block as identified by the National Trust for Historic Preservation and typified by commercial use on the ground floor and living space above, with a distinct horizontal division between the 2 uses. This is a common building type built between 1850 and 1950 in this country. It was also typified by little or no decoration during the 20s and 30s, with large plate glass windows on the ground level and small residential scale openings above. The top image is our initial rendering that proposes to reinstall the ground level storefront, exposing the original beam above the storefront and removal of the shutters on the upper level. The bottom image is of the building prior to the restoration, with the storefront completely closed from the street. Here the top image is an old photograph of the building when it was Groginski's department store that we used as a model for the restoration. The bottom image shows the building just after completion of the restoration, and it illustrates the visual transparency developed on the ground level through the reintroduction of the storefront windows, while the small double-hung windows on the upper level indicate that the residential apartments are present. Here, the top image again shows the visually transparent storefront, the distinctive horizontal division provided by the steel lintel that was exposed above the storefront, and the smaller windows on the upper level for the apartments. The bottom image is one of the 4 one-bedroom apartments located on the upper level. This is a night photograph following the restoration, which really demonstrates the visual transparency achieved by the storefront glazing on the ground level and encourages a dialogue between the interior and the exterior. 45 was awarded design awards from the Hunterdon County Planning Board and the Narducci Award from the Lambertville Historic Society. This is the Broadmoor Restaurant at 68 North Union Street. The Broadmoor building is a circa 1930 modern Art Deco structure that is only one of 3 Art Deco buildings in the city. The second is the building immediately to the right in these images, and the third is the Art Gallery on Bridge Street. This building demonstrates typical Art Deco features, including a sculptured terracotta frieze, a 3-bay second floor, flat roof, stucco finish, plain parapets and surrounds, and a 3/4 length storefront. The Art Deco detailing was typically restricted to the upper frieze with the anticipation that the storefront would change on the ground floor as the uses changed over time. The early uses include various retail and commercial uses. It operated as Joe's Meat Market in the 1960s, the previous Broadmoor Restaurant from 1979 until 1983, a gallery from 1983 through 1995, and the Broadmoor Antiques from 1995 until 2016. The top images are initial rendering of the restored upper level and the introduction of a new transformative storefront that opens to the street in nice weather, enhancing the dialogue between inside and outside. The bottom images of the building in 2015 as Broadmoor Antiques. Here, the top slide shows the restored upper level with new double hung windows in the 3-bay organization, the terracotta frieze, and new signage over the awning. Also shown is the new awning and the new storefront in the closed position. The lower image shows our rendering of the open storefront at night and the literal transparency provided by the opening wall at the street. The narrow width of the sidewalk did not allow sidewalk dining, so the transformative wall provides an opportunity for sidewalk dining along the edge of the wall. Here the upper image is looking inward towards the open kitchen enclosed in antique glazing that allows for a visual dialogue between the chef and the diners. The lower image is looking from the dining room out to the street through the transformative glass storefront. The interior design approach is to expose the remaining original building elements where possible, such as the brick wall and the steel beam, while introducing both new and vintage elements within the space. Finally, this is Cafe Galleria, also located on North Union Street. This is an existing 3-story brick residential Italianate style structure typified by the rectilinear composition, very wide eaves supported by large brackets, and tall thin windows on the ground floor. A full-length covered porch on Union Street and 2 small porches on the south and the north. The building originally served as a parsonage for the church next door and later was converted to apartments on all levels. The top image here is our initial rendering of the conversion of the ground floor for the cafe, including the expansion of the existing porch around the corner for outside dining. The porch in this case serves as an opportunity to use this in-between space to blur the line between public and private, inside and outside, informal and formal, and actor-viewer that is necessary to create the vibrancy on the street that the area will benefit from. The bottom images of the building prior to the alterations. Here the top image shows the expanded porch and the garden landscape from the street. The lower image is one of the dining areas that also serve as a gallery for local artists. Here the top image shows the extended north porch, the original porch, and the apartments that remain on the upper level. The bottom image shows another dining area and the opening that was installed in order to visually connect the various dining rooms. The original plaster walls and floors were restored, and the trim and moldings were installed and reintroduced where missing. Finally, this image shows the expanded and restored porch at night. That's the end of the presentation. Thank you for your time.